Okay. Hello, everyone. Hello. Good afternoon. Getting a little late start today, but it's all right. Welcome. Like and share, everyone. I don't know if I posted. The time. I do apologize about that. So sorry. So we got some things going on today. I love the topic because it challenges me as well to make sure that I am doing the same thing. So good afternoon, good night, good morning. I don't know wherever you are in the United States of America. But I want to thank all of you guys. Welcome to B.O.W.S. The acronym is the beauty of a woman's strength. This too is my little baby. And I created this to be a platform to encourage women and empower women of all nationalities, of all race, creed, just to encourage them and let them know that regardless to what you are faced with, rather is mind, body, soul, and spirit, you can conquer all things, right? Especially with help and in this wonderful sisterhood that we have created. My mantra is bows, so you'll always see me wear some kind of bow. Hopefully, I've been trying to get away with it so far. So I do have green, so just want to let you know. So welcome. Today it's gonna be short. Today I was a little busy at work today with my students, so I'm a little tired. But I just want to have just a small little conversation about this. It's really big for me. I like to talk about stuff like this, about giving your power away and having self-control, because that's one thing that I've been working on within my own self. So I just hope this helps someone. Just, do some self-healing within your own self, because, you are faced with so much stuff, especially as a woman. Like, you're faced with a lot of things, and we're highly emotional. We're very, very emotional creatures, and it's just it can be hard sometimes to kind of navigate through life, without being in control, and the people who are not in control, it's worse. So I just wanted to step up to be an encouragement to my sisters and let you know, listen, you can be in control and you don't have to give your power away. And we're going to talk about how you give your power away, how you can relinquish another person to have full control over who you are as a person without ever giving them permission. So that's what we're going to talk about tonight. And then we're just going to talk about some ways to kind of like be in control. Be in control of yourself. I'm big on not allowing and not wanting anyone to have more control over me than me. And that's what I'm really, really, really big on. So we're going to talk a little bit about that tonight, and that's pretty much it. And then going out with our normal things. Just for an announcement, we're gonna in the month of August, I'm going to be collecting donations for school supplies, and I will also post where you guys can drop those off. For our kids, for school, back to school in September. So I definitely want to put it out there where you guys can go ahead and drop off your school supplies and whatever you have that you can donate, so that way we can put some things together for our students, okay? Other than that, let's just get started. So I looked up what it means to have self-control, right? So the definition of self-control is the ability to control oneself, one's emotions and desires, or the expression of them in one's behavior, especially in difficult situations. So there are a lot of different types of self-control that a psychologist have studied. So I thought this was very interesting, and a couple of them are, I'm just going to name 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of them. This is very not informal, but this conversation, these discussions that I have, they're not, scheduled and ordered and so we just discussion. I'm just talking. If you have any questions, please ask. If you have any if you want to even join me on here, that's fine too as well, as long as you be nice. You're all right. And please like and share as well. So all right, so there are a couple of different types of self-control. One is financial self-control, motor self-control, cognitive self-control, emotional self-control, and perspective taking self-control. Perspective taking self-control, how you perceive things. And I'm being honest with you, a lot of times, a lot of arguments and a lot of disagreements and difficult situations arise because of the lack of perspective. Like, let's be in perspective mode. Like, let's have a good perspective about the situation before we because our imaginations can go a mile in a minute. So again, it's financial self-control, and I love that. Being in control of your finances, knowing how, and we talked about it in our budget video, knowing how to budget your money. So that's pretty much being financially self-controlled. Motor self-control is more or less like thinking of your fine and gross motor skills, and that's just how I only know that because I'm a teacher and I teach all of the 4 developmental skills to children. So you have your fine and gross motor skills, you have your cognition and social emotional skills that you pretty much teach kids. So and here it says, and it all starts as a kid, and that's the thing I want people to understand. This self-control stuff, it starts as a child. That's why you got kids who grow up spoiled and out of control. It grows with them as an adult. Granted, they do mature. Some people may grow out of it who want to, but then there's some people, I know grown people who are still acting like they're spoiled, and they have temper tantrums, and they throw fits and stuff like that because they don't get what they want. And grown people, like grown-ups, will do this. So I'm telling you right now, it starts as a child. When you are a kid, you act like a child. When you grow up, you put away childish things. It's in the Bible. Read it, right? All right. So, and then you have motor, fine motor, gross motor skills. Self-control is it's pretty much dealing with how you hand-eye coordination, how you deal with the pencil, pen when you write, different things of that nature. With fine motor, you deal with getting a ball or like a bead of some sort that has like a little hole in it, and you got to see if the child can put the little string into the hole or whatever. Those are fine motor skills and self-control, how to control yourself as you do it, and that's what a lot of therapists, they look for. Gross motor is more or less dealing with all of your big muscles, so that would do like jumping, running, climbing, if the child can nicely grip onto things correctly, stuff like that. So those are all those kind of self-controls, but I want to deal with emotional self-control. I like emotional self-control and perspective taking self-control, because when you deal with your emotions, I want you guys to get to the point where you can divorce your emotions. And that's really hard to do because they're not always wrong, and they make you who you are as a person. And to be human, emotions make you human, and that's really it. Because it'd be kind of bad if you divorce your emotions, and then if something sad happened and you like, oh yeah, that's really sad. Somebody's gonna be offended by that. So, I understand, emotions make us human beings. So if you hear something that's sad, of course you're going to cry or have some kind of reaction to it. And I understand it. I guess I want us as women to learn how to control the negative ones, you know, the things that cause us to be unhealthy emotionally, things that cause us to be to have a negative perspective about things. Like, let's try to learn how to have control, you know, self-control with those things, right? Okay, so I just want to say that for me, so I mentioned the fact that, you know, giving your power away. So let me just paint the picture in what that may look like. So someone giving your power away looks like being at work and your coworker is doing things that is causing you to be uncomfortable or upset or bothered in some kind of way, shape, or form, right? And instead of you having or displaying self-control, you get out of control and you curse her out, you yell and scream at her, or you go off, or you display some kind of displeasure with her actions and different things of that nature. And so therefore, in that moment, you gave her your power. You gave her the power to dictate your reaction. And that's what you don't want to do. You don't want to be in a type of situation where someone can cause you to come up out of your character. You know, as Christians, we ought to have character and integrity, and you should never be. That's why God tells us to, you know, be slow to wrath, be slow to anger, and quick to hear. Be slower to be upset about things and be disappointed and angry about stuff. Not that you can't do it, but just be slower to do those things and quicker to be understanding and loving and respectful and stuff of that nature. Because at the end of the day, you are giving the person control of you. You're giving yourself, you are giving yourself pretty much away to them and saying, here you go, you can just toy with me however you want to, so whatever you say, I'm going to react to it. And that's the difference of reaction. And I don't know if I talked to you guys about this before, but just in my whole learning experiences as growing up as a woman, I learned that you have two different kinds of ways you can respond to stuff. You can either react to it, which usually is the person out of control, or you can respond, which is somebody more in self-control, more or less. So like a scenario would be, you know, if you ask your significant other to wash the dishes, or can you clean up something, or whatever the case may be, and they don't do it, and now instead of you responding in a self-controlled place, you would react. So a reaction would be, why you ain't washed these dishes? Oh my God, this get on my nerve. Every time I turn around, boo, stop, because now you done gave them all your whole entire life because they didn't do one thing, when you could have just responded and just told them how you felt about, or, you know, I like the word discipline, and I don't know if you guys were tuning in when Ileana was with me on here, but she talked about, hey sis, she talked about, you know, instead of attacking the person, you would more or less tell them, listen, well, I'm really disappointed right now because I thought that the dishes was going to be clean yesterday, but is it possible that you can, you know, clean them up today? Therefore, you holding all power within yourself and have all the self-control that you have within yourself, and then that person can also is more favorable to respond to you likewise, you know. And that's something that's really, really important. You know, it's important not to be attacking when you talk to people. It's important, you know, that you want to be humble, be gracious and understanding. And that's why, you know, like she said before, it's good to step away for a minute. If you're upset or somebody is bothering you, step away for a minute, right? Step away for a minute, gather yourself together, and get all into self-control. So I don't know if you guys were pardon me. So I read 5 different ways of being self-control. So I'm just going to reiterate real quick. So it's financial self-control. You got motor self-control, and that deals with the fine motor and gross motor. You have cognitive self-control. You have emotional self-control. And my personal favorite is perspective-taking self-control. Y'all. So it says self-control includes being able to stay on task and interrupt any undesired impulsive reactions by reaffirming from acting on them. And see, that's what I'm saying. See? To interrupt the reaction portion of it, right? And from any undesired impulsive reaction by reframing from acting on them. So you don't want to act on how you feel. So let your boo or your child, do something and make you mad. You can't react. You don't want to react because it's not going to give you the response that you want, number one. And then number two, you're now giving your power away to them. So that's number 2. And then number 3, don't nothing get done. So now we got a whole 1, 2, 3 situation going on here, and everybody walking around mad, hot, and bothered, and you wonder why them dishes still ain't done. You know what I'm saying? So it's something of that nature. So like that's what you want to just be mindful of. Be mindful of, like I was talking about earlier with the perspective. Like so, I'm big on always mentioning perspective, like stay on task. If we're going to talk or discuss about anything, rather it's with your friends, family, co-workers, whomever, kids, whatever, even children, even young children. I don't know why grown-ups think that you can't talk to a child like a regular person because they're younger. Kids understand. They not stupid and they ain't dumb, unless there is a IEP somewhere or some kind of disability somewhere, then they can understand you. They can understand what you're saying. You can talk to your child just the way you talk to an adult. I mean, granted, you do have to curve some words, but in all actuality, they understand what you're saying. So if your child is doing something that you like, okay. Now me, I ain't gonna lie. I ain't gonna get up here and act like I don't yell at my daughter, because yes I do. I yells at that little girl when she doing stuff that bothers me. I have a 1, 2, 3 rule. Y'all, I don't know if y'all was on my last live before, but I have a 1, 2, 3 rule. So after number 3, then I'm on mountain high. So we yelling and screaming at this point in time. But then I do come back and I do address the situation the right way. I do apologize for my actions with her, and she knows that. And then I will address the situation, like, and let her know, mommy didn't like when you did this because, I was, this, you should have been doing this. This is what you should have been doing, and this is not okay. So this is not okay behavior. So this is what I need you to, I need you to fix this part. And then she'll say, okay, and she understands. And kids see that. They see, and then they learn how to apologize. They learn how to apologize. They see that stuff in action, and they watching it, because especially from birth to about 6 years old, kids are learning. They learning from y'all. They learning from the parents, and they learning from whoever their community and their environment. It says being high in controlling our desires and impulses is important to achieving the goals we set for ourselves. While it is reasonable to assume that those higher in self-control would have higher grades, research has in fact found that self-control to outdo even intelligence in predicting good academic performance. And that's deep. A person that is in a better place of self-control can supersede academically than a person who just smart and got all the grades in the world. Like, who knows this stuff? Who knows this stuff? Like, that's crazy. That is crazy. And said this is mostly because young people high in self-control spend more time doing their homework, have higher school attendance, focuses in class, and have higher grades. On the other hand, low self-control is linked to a variety of difficulties, including academic underachievement, an unhealthy lifestyle, procrastination, and problems with the law. So, we want to make sure our children is highly in self-control, people. I'm just saying. Let's just make sure that that's the case. So I had looked up online some ways that we can improve how we are in control and not giving ourselves away, because it's an art. It's an art to I say debate. I say having having a more adult-like debate. Some people call it arguing. Some people call it heated fellowships, whatever you call your conversations. But me, I function better in a more diplomatic way. So you would get more success. And that's the thing too. Like I had talked before, setting a person up for success and not failure. So I get more success. You would get more success from me if we talk about this situation, issue, problem, whatever, in a more diplomatic way where it's respectful and we're just talking. And I'm more susceptible to hear your dislike. So if someone comes to me, like if my coworker or something comes to me and says that they don't like that I didn't, I don't know, I'm just going to make something up. Maybe didn't wash a dish or something. I don't know. Didn't clean up something. Didn't sweep a floor. Or they ain't help clean off the table or something like that, or whatever the case may be. But if she comes to me in a way where she's saying she has an attitude and I recognize it, so then my next response is, okay, well, what's up? What's going on? You know, let's have these open lines of communication, right? And then, so as she's telling me, I'm not on defense mode because she's talking to me about how she feels and where she is. Defer from, you know what, you get on my nerve because every time I turn around, you don't be helping me with the table and you don't be washing this and da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da, boo-boo, huh? See, now you setting me up for a failure because now I'm going to return back unto you what you have now given unto me. And that's how we function, right? Especially with females. Females are very functional like that. Like we become very, we will definitely become defensive. So we have to defend ourselves now. We put up a wall. Some people will ignore. Some people will push away. Or some people will just be really back. And at the end of the day, you're all out of self-control. You're all out of control. All out of control. And God can't function in no chaos, right? Nobody can. I don't know how anybody, because chaos, that's what chaos is. That's just, a chaotic person is out of control. They're out of order. You all out of order because you can't even get yourself to be in control enough to hear that you ain't always dotting all your I's and crossing all your T's all the time. And it's okay. It's okay to understand and to know, listen, you're not going to get it right all the time. And that's all right. It's okay. That's to be okay. So let's read what these 5 things are. So I found 5 ways to improve self-control. So it says, so much of success and achieving goals is built on good habits, and good habits are often built on discipline, self-control, and the elimination of bad habits. But improving self-control and building good habits is much easier said than done. And it takes a lot of physical and mental discipline to better yourself. Here are 5 ways to help improve self-control and build good habits. So we all want to have good habits. I know I do. I always try to strive to be better as we evolve. And my new word, so I'm going to tell you real quick, real pause. So I'm going to tell you my new word for this year has been redefine, right? I told somebody else that. But my new word for this year is to redefine everything, because one thing you have to realize is we evolve. And I know that sounds weird, and I'm not talking about evolution. I ain't talking about, what they be talking about in Scientology and stuff like that. No. But as a human being, you're not going to do the same thing you did when you were younger. You don't do that. You don't eat the same thing you used to eat. You don't wear the same clothes. Our body changes. We evolve. Like we change. And that even is emotional. That's inwardly as well. So that's emotional, physical, mental. All of those things change too. So you gotta, when you know that is happening, or something that you used to do that people complain that you don't do no more, so then now you realize, okay, I have to redefine who I am. I'm redefining myself now. So now I'm no longer going to be sitting here, functioning the same way anymore, because obviously that's not something that I want to do. But so the way I am going to function, right? I'm going to function this new way. So now we're recreating me all over again, right? So it says American Psychological Association, training self-control through repeating practicing does not result in generalized improvements in self-control. So you can stop beating yourself up for not having much self-control. We're not weird. You're not weird for it. So if people are not weird to have self-control, how do disciplined people exist? They remove temptation, creating effortless self-control. Instead of struggling to resist temptation, remove the temptation. Set yourself up for success. See, didn't I say that? Set yourself up for success, right? By managing yourself and your surroundings, by removing temptation. It helps to make decisions automatically and self-reinforcing, so you can focus on priorities and decisions that matter more. And that's the truth. That's the truth. Like everything you do, and people think it don't take all of that. Like you gotta is all of this invasive stuff. And I talk about this stuff, but I don't always dot on my eyes crossed. I don't always do it myself, but I'm working at it. It is in practice, and I don't always get it right all the time, but I'm aware, and we know that knowledge is power. So I'm aware of it. And I want you guys to be aware of it. I want this to go so far beyond the ends of the earth that women are so encouraged and so empowered and so know that they have so much value and worth and inside of them, that don't ever doubt yourself. Don't ever think of yourself to be this thing that got put on this earth with no purpose. You have purpose. And you can also have self-control. So it says measure your progress. So that's the first thing you can do, right? Is to measure your progress. So what gets measured gets managed. I like that. I'm gonna repeat that again. What gets measured gets managed. Oh, that was good. Y'all like and share this, okay? According to according to Psychology Today, monitoring your progress keeps you focused on your goal. And that's the truth. So like, I'm big on books. Y'all know, look, I ain't gonna lie to y'all. I got like 2 of them right here. I'm big on books. Like when I mean manage, I micromanage everything. I'm big on books. I write everything down. Not just my bills and stuff, but like my ideas, goals, things I want to do in my business, everything down. So you want to make sure that you can keep focused on your goals. And monitoring helps us become experts on our own behavior, and it makes habits less difficult to govern and change. So in other words, so what that would look like is if a way that I can monitor me not being out of control, say like with my spouse, would look like, so babe, can you do this? Anytime I do this thing here that you complain about, let me know and address it. Something of that nature. You can manage yourself that way, where people can help you manage yourself as well. Or you can write stuff down in a journal to help you remember what you need to do. Words are power, right? We know that words are power, and God said that, we have power in our mouth. So speak those things that be not as though they are, right? So, or were. So, you want to speak to yourself. I'm going to be in control today. I'm going to be in control today. I'm not going to let these people get on my nerve today. We're not going to do that. We're going to have a good day today. We're going to have a good day today. Now, granted, it just might not 100% turn out that way. But the good thing is you prepared yourself. You spoke it in yourself. You spoke it in your spirit. You put it in your atmosphere. You put it out there so the seeds can be planted. So that way you're already in the mindset. Let's go positive. Let's go positive today. I'm going to be in control. Because I'm telling you, I talk to myself a lot, especially at work. Because, I have to talk myself down off the ledge sometimes. If something is happening that bothers me or that is uncomfortable for me to have to deal with, I don't like to deal with stuff right away, because if I deal with stuff right away, it's not going to have the end results that I would like. So, and I always want to be professional, especially in a professional setting and working with kids and grown-ups and stuff. I don't ever want to come on disrespectful to anybody, and at the same time, even if they did something wrong to me, like, they're still an adult, you know what I'm saying? So I always want to make sure, keep in mind to be respectful of that. And so I'll have to, so once the situation happens, I'm talking to myself, all right, Sienna, all right, okay, just calm down, breathe it out, we're going to deal with it later, just let it go. So I'm talking myself down off the ledge. Like, she's talking herself all the way down until I get to a place where I'm able to go ahead and deal with whatever the situation is. So that's how I manage my progress on whether or not, if I'm in self-control or not. So just giving you guys some ideas. So the second thing would be to learn how to manage stress. And that is something I have to learn, because I don't know about y'all, but I get overwhelmed sometimes. Not all the time, but there are moments when things can become very overwhelming. Very, very overwhelming. And I usually only get overwhelmed, not by one or two things, but when everything is happening at the same time. Like, I'm good at managing a couple of things. I could probably manage like 3 things all at the same time. And that's probably my max. When I got 5 and 6 things I got to manage, and that's not only, and let's make sure we take into account mental management, right? Physical management. If you got work management, so if you got to do things before you get to work or while you at work, then you got kids you got to manage, family you got to manage, then you got to manage yourself, make sure you remember bills that you got to pay. You gotta make sure this, make sure that, all of this stuff, right? You got all of this stuff you gotta manage. So it says, stopping and taking a few deep breaths helps your heart rate slow down. That helps you relax in the moment. Make sure to exercise regularly, eat well, and make sure you're getting enough sleep. Sleep is definitely important, especially if you are up early, or if you have a lot of extraneous things to do in a day, because your body needs to sleep. Otherwise, yes, you will be stressed. Your stress levels and your heart rate levels and your blood pressure levels will definitely be up if you don't get proper rest. Sleep is really important. Just like drinking water is important, just like eating is important, just like breathing is important, you gotta sleep too. Right? And I know that Pastor Delane, she said this thing about rest. She preached on rest, and I love what she said about rest. Like, you got to make sure that you rest. It's okay to rest sometimes, just to let go and just get your rest on, right? So make sure to exercise regularly, eat well, and make sure you're getting enough sleep. Okay. It also improves focusing, cognitive functions, and your health. You make poor decisions when your blood sugar is low. Whoa! How about that? I bet you know that. Bet you know that you make poor decisions when your blood sugar is low and you are sleep deprived. Exercise help you sleep better and help you have discipline with your diet. Learning how to manage stress is healthy ways ensure you have the energy to keep grinding when work and life can feel overwhelming. That is the truth. So that's the second thing that help you in the regards of having self-control. And this is just self-control within the means of your body and your health. The third thing is to prioritize things. So we know that the bane of self-control is to prioritize. And not just to prioritize things, but to prioritize you as a person. You have to prioritize you. Like, so I was listening to somebody's live yesterday or the day before yesterday, and she was talking about how you can't forget about you. You cannot forget about yourself, because people give so much of themselves that they forget about them, and then you wonder why you're stressed out, you're out of control, and all kinds of stuff going on with you. So don't forget about yourself. So it says to make a to-do list for every day, week, and month. So when you're feeling overwhelmed, you know you're making progress and doing the absolute best you can. So this is what I thought about when I read that. So let me tell you why I write everything down. I write everything down because I have a million things going in my head all the time. And if I don't write it down, I will forget it. And if I forget it, it was probably something very important. And if it was very important, I'm going to miss it. And then I become overwhelmed because I'm like, I don't know what was supposed to happen. And so I go, so I'm just all out of control, right? I'm all out of, it's a mess. And then too, I also write things down because I don't like to owe people. So when it comes down to paying bills, I like to make sure I know what I paid, when I paid it, how much I paid, and stuff of that nature. I keep all of my receipts, and I have to write that stuff down, because to do it haphazardly without ever documenting or without ever writing anything down or having any prioritized going on, I'm going to be like, I don't know what's supposed to be paid, when it's supposed to be paid, how it's supposed to be paid, how much it's supposed to be paid. I ain't going to know. I'm never going to know. And then I'll stress out. I become very overwhelmed and stressed, because I'm like, I don't know what I have to do. Then I'll be one of them tight-grip money people, and not wanting to pay for anything, because now I don't know what exactly I'm supposed to be doing. So to keep myself sane and to keep myself in control and properly prioritize, I write everything down. It says it makes you feel more in control, because feeling overwhelmed and like things are not of your control only leads to disorganization, stress, and wasted time. Very true. Number 4, I want to think this is forgive yourself. Oh, I like this. So it says forgive yourself. You are going to fail. Point blank and the period. Let me read that again for you. You are going to fail. Yes, this paper did just say that. This paper, I know you like, excuse me, what? What you just say? Yeah, she just said that. Second, I'm just playing. You are going to fail. Failing is a part of life. It just happened. You ain't gonna, like I said, like my saying is, you ain't gonna always dot every I, and you're not gonna cross every T. You're gonna miss some I's, you're gonna miss some T's, but it's all right. It's a part of life, right? Failing is a part of life. That was good. Forgive yourself and move on. Forgive yourself and move on. So, I don't know who that's for. Taking and run with it, right? It says forgive yourself and move on. Beating yourself up and worrying achieves nothing. It is a waste of energy. Winston Churchill once wrote, success consists of going from failure to failure without loss of enthusiasm. Can I read that again, please? Winston Churchill once wrote, success consists of going from failure to failure without loss of enthusiasm. Oh, that's success. Success is going from failure to failure without loss of enthusiasm. That's how you're successful. You become successful because you ain't lose your enthusiasm for failing. Yo, this is good stuff. It says 80% of achieving a goal is your attitude. And good attitude is a happy worker. And you're going to need to learn how to happily grind if you want to build self-control and achieve attribution goals. That is awesome. That is so awesome. That is like the most encouraging thing that I can read for myself. Because we stress out a lot, especially women. Like, we stress about bills. We stress about, cooking, having enough food in the house, if gas is in the car, if I can make it to work, is my car going to break down? We stress about clothes, how I look, my body, my hair. We stress about everything. Like everything we stress, and we find failures and faults and flaws in us, and it don't do anything but just make you more and more out of control of yourself. And so what Winston is saying, it's gonna happen. You're gonna fail sometimes. It's all right. It's a part of life, but have the enthusiasm to keep going and move on. Like, move on and keep going. Go back, dot them I's. Go back, cross them T's. Correct the behavior. Simple, right? And it's easier said than done, and I do know that, and I understand that. But stressing is not going to help you either. I don't see how the beneficial or the credence in stress is better than just going back and doing it right, or changing your mindset about it. Like, think about that for a minute, right? I'm not going to give value to stress in my life if it's not good for me, and you're not going to do anything, because stress can kill you. And you definitely don't have to worry about being in control or out of control when you ain't here, right? So listen, I want to encourage all of my sisters. Listen, be in self-control. Don't give your power away to nobody, because they don't deserve it. The only person who deserves the power is that's your creator, God Almighty himself. Now, if you want to give it to him, that's different. But other than that, don't give your power away in a negative way. Don't do that. Don't allow people to dictate to you your mood, your attitude, who you are. And even though it is easier said than done, practice, write it down, manage your ways of success and goals that you want in yourself, so that way you can reach it better, quicker, faster, and that you can really develop and grow into the person and redefine who you are going to be at the end of the day. Like, that would be my encouragement tonight. Like, hold on to your power. God gave it to you, and don't give it away. No one should it shouldn't be that easy for somebody to make you upset, to make you mad, to move you out of the character for who you are. If Christ can walk on the face of this earth with so much grace and poise, then we can do the same thing. And y'all know already that is the whole mantra of my business, 110%. So let's read that. We're going to read it. Y'all know I read it every time we get ready to get up out of here. I wrote a note. I did. Okay. So we know that the mission statement for B.O.W.S is, we are a sisterhood dedicated to empowering the lives of women across the world. Our mission is to build stronger women from within by enhancing their knowledge of who they are, and to connect with the power that resides in unity. We will commit to withstanding all adversities with poise, beauty, and love, forever showing the essence of a woman's touch. Through prayer and fasting, to never giving up, to never devalue ourselves, but will vow to be strong and knowing that together we make the strongest bond. So that is what I'm here to do. I'm here to encourage you. I am here to encourage you. I'm here to tell you, listen, there is nothing impossible that you cannot do. The sky definitely is the limit. If you need help, I am here. I want you to use the number. I want you to, whatever I can do to help my sisters, I'm willing to do. 110%. So thank you guys so much for listening, for being here with me in this journey, and I pray to God that it's going to get better and better. I have some really great things coming up, so I know next Wednesday hopefully we'll be in the beauty shop, so you guys stay tuned for that. That's going to be really, really exciting, so I'm totally excited about that. I'll put more information on it when I get it. What else? And don't forget to, if you have any donations for school supplies, I'll also post where you can put that information as well. Yeah, other than that, I'm good. So listen, I always want you guys to remember that we are a sisterhood of love, power, honor, and strength. We're a sisterhood of love, power, honor, and strength. So that's what I want y'all to always say to yourself. We're a sisterhood of love, power, honor, and strength. So that's what's going to be. I'm getting some of those shirts made too. And don't forget, if you want a t-shirt, let me know. They're $20 for adults, and I think it's $15 for kids. Yeah. So that's it. I'm done. Thank you guys so much for listening. I appreciate the love. Please like and share. And thank you for all those who listen on the recap. I noticed that it be a lot of people that listens usually on the recap, because I know throughout the week, it's hectic and busy, so I totally do understand that. So thank you guys so much. Y'all see I got my bow. I actually made this. I went in my daughter's room and I made the bow and I just bobby pinned it. That's all. Sorry. So yeah, so guys, don't forget to tune in next week. Please tune in next week, because we are going to be at the shop, y'all. We're going to be at the shop getting a little talk on. So thank you guys again so much, and I hope you guys have a wonderful night. And please stay healthy, stay safe, wear your mask, do all that good stuff. Love you guys, and I mean it. Lady B out. Bye.